another Sunday at the Bridge Bible Fellowship, and we are so excited that you're here today. This morning we're gonna learn so much about God, we're gonna worship together, and we're gonna have fun. So stand up and let's get together to worship God.
Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise, just to know thus saith the Lord. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I proved him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. I'm so glad I learned to trust you, precious Jesus, Savior, friend. And I know that you are with me, will be with me to the end. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I proved him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. Oh, for grace to trust him more. Oh, for grace to trust
Good morning. Let's review our lesson from last week. Does anyone remember what we said Jesus was last week? Was he super funny? Was he super weak? Or was he super strong? He was super strong. And how was he super strong? What did he do last week to show us how strong he was? Do you remember what we mentioned last week? What the lesson was? All right, here's a little refresher. And for those of you who didn't listen to the lesson last week, this is also a refresher, or actually it's new for you. So one day, Jesus and his friends were in a boat crossing the lake, and a storm came over the boat, or over and across the lake. And Jesus fell asleep, and he was sleeping on the boat. The boat was rocking back and forth. The waves were really big, and the water was starting to get into the boat, and all of his friends were scared. And they went and they woke Jesus up. And what did Jesus do? He stood up and he told the wind and the waves to calm and to stop. And what happened? The storm stopped. The waves calmed down. The boat stopped rocking back and forth. And they listened to Jesus. Jesus was super strong. He was so strong, he calmed the storm. So that was a refresher of our lesson last week. And guess what? Jesus is another super this week. Jesus is a super helper. But let's see if you remember our memory verse for the month last week. It was John 15:14. You are my friends if you do what I command. Did you remember that verse? All right, let's say it again so we can help all of the new people watching the video this week that didn't watch last week. It's John 15:14. You are my friends if you do what I command. All right, we are going to test you at the end of the lesson today to see if you still remember that verse. Okay, Our lesson today is about Jesus and how he is a super helper. And it comes from the book of Mark, chapter 8, verses 22 through 26. And it's a story about Jesus healing the blind man. I'm going to read it to you straight out of the Bible. When they arrived in Bethsaida, some people brought a blind man to Jesus, and they begged him to touch the man and heal him. These people, they had a lot of faith in Jesus. They knew that all Jesus had to do was touch someone, and he could heal them. Jesus took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the village. Then, spitting on the man's eyes, he laid his hands on him and asked, "Can you see anything now?" The man looked around and he said, Yes, I can see people. I can't see them very clearly, though. They look like trees walking around." So, Jesus then placed his hands on the man's eyes, and his eyes were opened. His sight was completely restored, and he could see everything clearly. And then Jesus sent him on his way. Jesus was a super helper. He helped a blind man to see. Should we be helpers to our friends, our family, or even strangers? Of course. We should always help people, just like Jesus helps us, and Jesus helped the blind man. Jesus helps us every day. You may not realize it, you may not see it, but he helps you. What are some ways that you can help people or you can help friends? Can you make your bed every day so your mom and dad doesn't have to, and be a helper to your mom and dad? Can you help clean up your room? How about helping a big brother or a big sister, or even a little brother or a little sister? Can you help them? How about helping grandma or grandpa or aunts or uncles or whoever it is that you may live with? Are there little things that you can do around the house to help them? Of course, there are always things around the house that you can do to help. And this week, I'm going to ask you to pick 3 things. Do 3 things around the house this week to be helpful to whoever it is that you live with, whether it's your mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whoever you live with. Do 3 things this week around the house. You have 7 days to do them in, so that is not hard. It's only 3 things. You can even help your brothers and your sisters if you live with any of them or if you have any of them. So 3 things this week to be helpful. And maybe you too can be a super helper. Okay, so let's review our memory verse one last time. John 15:14. You are my friends if you do what I command. Our craft today is really simple. All you need is a piece of white paper, some crayons, markers if you have markers. You can even use stickers if you have stickers. You don't need stickers, you don't need markers. Crayons will do just fine, and a blank piece of paper. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to trace your hands. Remember how to do this? You lay your hands down on a piece of paper and you get a crayon or a marker and you trace all around your fingers. You do that with both hands. You may need help with the second hand, so find a super helper who can help you do your second hand. When you're done doing that, we are going to write the words Jesus helps on the fingertips. Let me do that for you. You are going to start here and you are going to write J-E-S-U-S, helps, H-E-L-P-S. I'm going to do that for you right now. You could do it with me while I'm saying the letters. So your first little finger is going to be a J. Then the next finger is an E. The middle finger is an S. The next finger is a U. And then your thumb is an S. And you will see that spells Jesus. Now we're going to do the next hand. And we're going to say helps. Your thumb is going to be the H. Then you do the E. The middle finger is the L. You do a P on the next finger. Your little pinky finger is the S. And here you can see it spells helps. Jesus helps. And then the next thing you can do is you can color in the hands however you wish. I did mine. This hand looks like a rainbow. This one is just different shades of pinks and purples. You can color the hands however you wish to color them. And hang this up on your wall in your room as a reminder that Jesus helps, and you can always ask Jesus for help. Okay, that's our craft for today.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to another week of Miss Rutha's Reviews. Yay! Hope you guys have all been paying attention to your lesson plan for this week, because we're going to be asking. Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to another week of Miss Rutha's Reviews. Yay! Hope you guys have all been paying attention to your lesson plan for this week, because we're going to be asking you some interesting questions. Today I have 4 questions for you guys, so hope you can keep track, and if you get a question right, reward yourself with a piece of candy. So let's get started with the first question. First question. What problem did the man who came to Jesus have? Take some time to think about what the answer to this one might be. Did you get it? He was blind. The man who came to Jesus was not able to see. Second question. What strange thing did Jesus do to help the man? Now this one's kind of tricky. Let's see if you guys can get it. Did you guys get it? Jesus spit on the man's eyes and then put his hands on them. Now, I know that's a little weird to some of you, but hope you guys got that one right. What did the man see the first time he opened his eyes? What do you guys think? Have you gotten it yet? The first thing that the man had seen was people walking around. I don't know about you, but that's something that I take for granted every single day, is my eyesight and being able to see the wonderful things in the world. Just like this painting behind me. It's actually really cool to look at, but I take it for granted sometimes. What are some other ways that Jesus is a super helper? Now, there are so many answers for this one. I want you guys to really take your time to think about this. Try to think of at least 2 to 3 ways in which Jesus is a super helper. Have you guys gotten it yet? Those are great answers. For me, one of the ways in which Jesus is a super helper is that I am always able to go to Jesus and pray every single day. Even in the big and small things, God is always working to help make our lives easier and always loves and protects us. Hope you guys got at least 3 to 4 questions right. And even if you didn't, give yourself a high five. Hope to see you guys next week for another week of Miss Rutha's Reviews. Bye!